Hey everyone, thank you for joining me for another video. Apologize for the length of time it's been since I released my last video. Stuff has just kind of been busy with life, playing games and working and all that stuff like that. Time just kind of got away from me, and it's been a long time since I came out with another video. But also some topics that I kind of felt like talking about, I didn't feel like I needed to have a whole 10-minute video about. So with that in mind, there might be changes to the channel. Perhaps a name change, perhaps the length of time. Maybe we'll start doing 2 and 3 minute long videos just to cut it short, sweet, to the point, and move on. But not for today's video. Today's video is one of those that I might babble on about, so I do apologize in advance if that's the case. And also it is something that sort of fits with the current moniker of being a retro geek. You already know what I'm talking about because I put all my stuff out there in the title and probably on the card too. We're talking about GameStop Retro. The fact that GameStop recently came out, at least if all the rumors and the videos that I've seen, all the articles that I've read are led to be true, GameStop is going to start having GameStop Retro, meaning that they're going to take old systems, and they've already had some of the stuff already on their website, if I remember correctly. I know I recently bought like a PlayStation Move controller to replace a broken one for my PSVR. So I know that the stuff is already on the site and through the app and all that stuff. But sometimes that's a little bit difficult to navigate. What they're going to do instead is what they should have done when they initially were having trouble selling games. Because with today's world, it is easier to go through the eShop and just download something. Especially when you have Game Pass, PlayStation Plus, that offer these games digitally. It's easier for you to just wait and download the game digitally than to wait and see if they got a midnight release or go to the store and they might not have it in stock. But if you go to this one and driving around all day trying to find a particular movie or a game that you want to watch, when you're just like, you know what, it's right there on that app, let's watch it, let's play it, let's download it. It's easier. I get it, especially with the way today's modern world is. But that old stuff might not necessarily be as easy to access. Or you have somebody like me that likes to have physical stuff, that likes to go back to older consoles and play them. It's easier for me to walk into a store and say, hey, do you have this? Do you have this game? You know, can you sell me some Wii U stuff? You know, like, can you give me something to occupy my time? Make me go back and revisit my memories. Like, I recently started to play my N64 again, right? Going back and playing all those games and enjoying it with my children. But then I kind of realized, you know what? I'm missing this game and this game and this game. I really should buy those again. Instead of having to do all that hunting online to try to find the best price, and hopefully it's not somebody who's scamming you or only gives you just the disc for the game and you want the box, you know, unless it's a cartridge, then that's fine. Sometimes it's cool to just have a place, and we used to have that place around here. It was a place called Play and Trade. I think it went out of business, but we used to have a place like that around here that went and had the older stuff, and then you went to GameStop for the newer stuff. But if this is true, and we're going to get an actual physical brick and mortar place, sign me up. Because one, that helps GameStop. I'm personally excited about it because one, it gives me a reason to go back to GameStop, right? Two, it makes it easier. At least for me, because maybe I don't want to wait a week for whatever it is I purchased online to ship to me and worry the whole time. Oh, I hope my Sega Saturn doesn't, get damaged by a UPS worker accidentally. Instead, it becomes easier for me to go. You know what? I'm going to go to the store and I'm going to inspect it physically. I'm going to touch it. I'm going to make sure it works, that it boots up. It's going to work to my specifications, and then I'm going to walk out with it, and I'm going to get to enjoy it that same day. Or at least maybe the next day if I have work, but you get what I'm saying. So I think it's a lovely idea. Plus also the fact that, again, it helps with their business, right? You get people that are younger than myself that maybe don't know what this console was. They get to go in and maybe test it out or see it. It's like, hey, what the heck was this Atari XP? What is the Apple Pippin? Ooh, that's a little bit of, old school, obscure gaming history right there, huh? But what is that? And maybe you walk out with it. Maybe you walk out with a brand new Nokia Engage, that you otherwise never would have known about. But now you're playing Shadow Key, and now you're really into the Elder Scrolls series, and here you go, you're now playing all the Elder Scrolls games. I think it can work out very good in that respect. And for me, it seems like that was the obvious choice. Like when they were struggling to sell new games, and they're like, "Oh, what are we going to do? Sell old games." I mean, granted, there's 1,000 places, DK Odie's, even though their prices are a little bit higher. Amazon might have something, eBay. There's different sites that you can go to, different apps you can use to find the older stuff. But again, sometimes that can be very risky because maybe it's a replication. Maybe it is, a scratched up disc and they're lying to you about the condition. Maybe they're lying about the condition of the console and it actually doesn't boot up. And you're spending all this time and energy and effort to send it back and forth and deal with a person who, and I do this in my line of work. I don't want to go into too many details, but I have dealt with people who sell electronics to people that maybe didn't properly sign out of their account or have locked something inadvertently, and now they got to go through this hassle and wait 2 weeks to a month to get something unlocked that shouldn't have even been locked to begin with. It can be a hassle. So sometimes it's easier just to be able to go into a store, try it out there, and it's going to be good. And personally, it seems like that was the obvious choice to begin with when GameStop started to have struggles with selling games because people wanted to buy stuff digitally. It just made the most sense of like, if only there were mediums that back in the day only had physical media like an N64 or a Dreamcast. There wasn't a digital market. If only there was some way you could sell those. It seemed like it was the most obvious choice, and I'm glad they went with that. But what do you guys think? Do you think it's too little too late kind of thing? Because I do worry about that myself. I do wonder if GameStop is still a sinking ship because there's so many ways to get old consoles and old games now that it's like it's something that's not going to work out. Or do you think that the brick and mortar approach and having a place that you can actually go to get it instead of having to wait for it to be shipped to you is going to work out? I don't know. Only time will tell, right? But what do you guys think about it? I'm going to go ahead and leave this video at right about the 8-minute mark and try not to babble on too long. But I hope that you guys have yourself a great rest of your week. And regardless of whether I get to my next video tomorrow or next week or next month, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.